everybody. I thought I'd do something a little different today. It is Friday, so alright. I have watched the film, The Social Network, 3 or 4 times now, and I read the book, The Accidental Billionaire. I don't know, 6 months ago. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about mostly the film in this video, but I might come back and talk about the book as well. But I think I remember that the book was basically identical to the film. Now, were there some parts of it that were dramatized and all that other stuff? Yes. But for the most part, um, it was pretty close. Okay, so the film version of this came out in 2010. It stars Jesse Eisenberg as Mark, uh, Rooney Mara as Erica Albright, the girlfriend he breaks up with, and then Andrew Garfield as Eduardo Saverin, the co-CEO and co-founder and CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Okay. Now, you have to understand, well, I say 3 key things to understand the film. Uh, well, let's see. Um, the reason why the book was called The Accidental Billionaire was Mark, if you believe the story of the movie, Mark was sitting there in the dorm room after Eric Albright broke up with him, and apparently it was a Tuesday night, and he was getting drunk, and he was pissed off from the breakup. And so he had a brilliant idea, or his college roommate, dorm mate, had an idea to judge girls, rate girls. Um, and the character made some scathing remarks about Erica's parents, which I'm not going to repeat because they're just not, they should have been said. But, alright. So then he starts, he just does this thing. And then he makes up this website overnight while he's drunk. And then, juxtaposed with that, his best friend and other roommate, Eduardo Saverin, is trying to get punched by the Phoenix Club. Now, the Phoenix Club is a very ultra elite club, like fraternity for college. Of course, there's a rush week. So that's the week where most people, if you want to pledge a fraternity sorority, they go through, girls do that too. Where they give you tasks and they test you a little bit. And if you flunk the test or you don't do the things, you don't get in. So he's trying to get punched by the Phoenix Club. Imagine it's like a exclusive nightclub or club that only certain people can get in. So this is kind of the impetus for the idea of Facebook. Only back then they called the Facebook. Okay. Um. So he says, "Oh my God, I got it. It's like being punched by the Phoenix, but every person gets to say who gets in or not. You know." Okay. So, and as you all know, I hope how Facebook works. You have to be friends with a person who wants to be friends with you for anything to happen. And it's a very clean design. There's not a lot of ads on it, all that stuff. And the reason why it's called Facebook and not the Facebook is apparently while all this is going on, Mark becomes friends with Sean Parker, the guy who founded Napster, and Sean tells him, just drop just Facebook. So then the movie follows two things at the same time. The lawsuit that occurred between Eduardo Severin and Mark Zuckerberg, and the way he was trying to get in Erica Albright's good graces. Okay, so Sean Parker, played by the wonderful Justin Timberlake, he asked one question. He says, "Do you ever think about the girl that you want to be with in some kind of club?" And he says no, because he's moved on to other girls, right? Okay, but then what ultimately happens is they settle out of court for a non-disclosed amount because they sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. And yeah, so that's what happens in the movie. And Mark does try to get Erica to get graces, but that doesn't go well. That's the end of the movie. Oh, and he has a lawsuit also with the Winklevoss twins, and they settle out of court for an undisclosed amount also. So, what I take from this movie: be careful what you do, because I say this is a personal thing for me. I say you don't mix business and friendship. You just don't, because sometimes it can go fine, but more times than not, something happens, and then money's up the friendship and the thing. So don't do it. Unless you have some kind of agreement that, well, obviously a business agreement, but I'm saying also an agreement of, okay, we're friends, but from 9 to 5 or whatever, I am your boss. Then after 5, we're friends, okay? And if anybody reneges on that, you cut the deal, or you think about it again or something. So that's my takeaway from that. But the movie is good. I like it. Jesse Eisenberg does a good job, and Andrew Garfield does a good job. They all do a good job, and it's believable, and very believable and realistic, and yeah. I mean, they all dress like college kids would dress. I remember being in college, and my dad hated the way I was dressing, because I was dressing like I didn't care, because I kind of didn't, but it was also comfortable, and you knew that after a couple of years, nobody cares what you wear. Nobody's really looking for a mate in college. Some people are, but most people aren't. They're just trying to get the work done and be comfortable doing it. And uh, so when I finished college, I came back and my hair was really long, like it is now, but it was not kept up or anything. And I was dressing in whatever, sweats and whatever all the time. And my dad was, "How do you dress like that? Do you not care what you look like?" Yes and no. I mean, it's funny. I had a college boyfriend. And so whenever he would visit, because it was a long distance relationship, so whenever he would visit, I would dress up kind of and like have makeup on and all this other stuff. And most other days, I just didn't. So a lot of people knew when my boyfriend was in town. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody.